Yep. Okay.
Okay. Why did you start your company?
It was on a need. The executive director for the Mid-Atlantic Community Papers Association passed away suddenly. And I was his backup when he was going on cruises. He would have me send out the weekly ads to the publishers. So I knew everything that had to be done. So when he passed away, there was absolutely no hiccup for the association as far as the classifieds were concerned. The management part of we ran at that time 4 conferences a year for them. I was part of that because I shadowed him.
Through Windsor Press?
Through Windsor Press, we would do, it was Bill Minton, who was the owner of Windsor Press, also served as executive director. At that time, it was called PAAP, Pennsylvania Association of Advertising Publishers. And then in '84, it changed to Mid-Atlantic Community Papers Association because we weren't just Pennsylvania, we were Pennsylvania and the surrounding states. So that's why I started the company. And I was just taking care of the classifieds for them and the advertising for them on a weekly basis. They did hire someone to become the executive director for not even 6 months.
For the association.
Realized, for the association, and realized, no, let's just have me do it. And for them, I'm called Alice. So then.
So that's operated out of your company.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's why nobody knew Interlace Communications. I needed to have Interlace as a name. That's why the lawyer danced with me. He said, don't have it be an association paying an individual. Choose a name, and they pay the corporation, you pay yourself from that. So that's how he explained it.
So it didn't do away with the organization.
Oh, no.
It just put it under
The
your umbrella.
The organization was here, and all we were was the engine that made it happen on a weekly basis, daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I take calls on a regular basis through an 800 number. That's from the Mid-Atlantic Community Papers. We advertise on a weekly basis for it. We do their social media. We man their website. We do everything. We're their management company, association management. And I work with 9 board members. We met yesterday, and I have a president, a vice president, secretary, treasurer, and then directors on there, and they each have like a responsibility.
So what % of your business is that?
I would say for my business, that used to be 100% of it. It's now about 30%. 30% of it.
That's great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because of, now we have websites, and we do management of websites as well as social media and email marketing.
So I have as my next question, what was your original plan? So that was your original plan.
That was my original, the plan was just to continue to be association management, run out of my home. I don't know if you got to read the actual, you need to read the first thing that's in there.
I'll take one.
Because it talks, he loved, when he interviewed me for that one, I told a story about how every day when the kids would get off the bus, my oldest daughter would come in and say, "Mom, I'm home." She'd yell it, okay? And I was on the phone with a potential advertiser when she came in the door and said that. And the guy said, "Are you working from your home?" And I said, "Yes," and he hung up the phone.
No.
Yeah. And I thought, I called him back, he didn't answer, and I'm like, your loss. I'm giving you a service here. Where does it matter where I'm selling it? I was way ahead of myself for working from home. I mean, really, way ahead. So, yeah. So,
Jeez.
so my kids have always been around this type of work because George and I have always been business owners.
And your plan was
Yeah.
to keep your kids around whichever business.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Mhm.
So, okay, what changed in 2009? Now we can talk about that.
The economy, obviously, the internet became more prevalent for advertisers. They now had a choice of moving their revenue from print to online. Craigslist became a viable way in which to advertise, and people were, businesses were seeing, I don't have to spend all this money in print to do this. And when that happened, I shifted gears because of my background being in graphic design as well as the management, have both of those going. I could go out, and what I basically did was went out and sold all day, and then would come back and build websites. Or if somebody needed printing, we did printing because, this is kind of work we do. Business cards, letterheads, envelopes. I would just join organizations, and then what happened is my daughters would, that's when Casey got involved with graphic designing, and she'd do that part. She'd also help me with the classifieds and whatnot. So I re-engineered Interlace and became, and another part that happened in 2009 is when I joined SCORE.
And we will get to that.
Yeah, yeah.
How
So
did you name it Interlace?
Interlace means intricate weaving, and that's what that means. And because of the fact that here I am, the association's here, and I've got to weave my business into it to make that business succeed. So
You have
that
a lot of people to answer
Yeah.
to.
So it was the definition of Interlace, and then communications is, I took on, not that I'm a communications company, but it was, to me, it's
You are.
communications.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's how that name came up. Now we have a little sub-name for it. We call it Gomeva.
What? Okay, I don't know what that
But
means.
what that means is, I couldn't get MAAVA, so I put Go in front of it because then I could get a domain name, Gomeva. Mava is marketing assistance and virtual assistance. So the marketing assistance is what we do for local businesses all the time, and the virtual assistance is who I am for the Mid-Atlantic Community Papers. And the A is for the and. Yeah,
Got it.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's an acronym.
Yeah, I couldn't figure that out.
Yeah.
Okay, what are your services?
What we do is, obviously, we do association management. We don't push that side of what we do because we need to focus our efforts on the day-to-day. So I don't really talk too much about the fact that we can do management type of business for people. The marketing is what we do for the local businesses. We do a combination. We have people come to us for website design. But when we do website design, we do it with marketing in mind right from the get-go. So they're gonna, if they're not on Facebook, or they're a company that needs to be on Facebook, we work that into the website. If they need to be on Instagram, we get that in there. If they need to be on LinkedIn, we get that in. Twitter's not, one of my, it's crazy. It's great for communication to a point. Email marketing, we get email marketing in. Print advertising, if they make sense to go into the association, we include them.
So it's a package.
Yeah. Assured Assistance is a company that came to us to work on their website, and now we're helping them to market their products through the network, because Acorns Stair Lifts is a company that came to us prior to Assured Assistance, and we're advertising through a different system that we do. And I went to Assured Assistance and said, you can run these ads, and this is the results you're going to see, because I had
So
proof.
you can put them into the association.
Yeah. So
And where are they located?
They're located in Reading. Yeah. So I'm able to help local businesses see even a bigger picture, because I have a bigger picture to provide. So I can think big for companies because of the background I've had, where I can think beyond the local area. Mhm.
What are some of your more well-known clients? Can you share any of those?
We work with, for us, it's entrepreneurial and small and mid-sized businesses. We work with Dave Zerbe Studios. We work with, oh geez, there's so many. I should take you to the wall in the back there. Real OT Solutions is a company out of Philadelphia that she is nationally known for occupational therapist types products to help children with writing. That's a big one. We have a motocross company, MGX Unlimited, that sells motocross, like the patterns and what.
Diverse.
Oh, big time, big time. Those are just a couple of them. Accountants love us. Attorneys, we work with, I just brought them on. Gosh, Casey. Casey. Casey? Is she there?
Yeah, I'm listening to my music.
Oh,
What?
she'd like to know some companies we're working with. Shall I take her to the back wall?
Just general?
You want to see the wall?
Just some names that people
Yeah.
would recognize.
Kelly's Cleaning, Red Plate Diner, Amazo Accounting, Marilee Moffitt,
Leesport Farmers Market.
Leesport
Oh, yes.
Farmers Market.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, that's
Well,
good.
I'll show. Let me show you the wall.
Okay. Since you're videoing the ceiling.
Well, that's okay. These are our websites,
Oh,
and
wow.
we manage these websites on a monthly basis. So what we do for them is search engine optimization. So all of these. So you just, yeah.
Yeah, what your worst is
KNS, Clarivacy, which is a,
Oh,
yeah,
I spoke to him
Yeah.
recently.
Clean Floors and More,
That's nice.
Wanderlust Travel. Oh, this is a really cool company. Oceanside Chamber of Commerce in New York. MTX is in Florida. Sheeran Associates, Lean Green, Surface with a Smile, Carl Environmental Group, Collison, which is, they do the dividers, what we see along the highway. Yeah, talk about, yeah. this is
Diverse.
Diverse. We are very diverse. We're, one that is really interesting that we're gonna be doing is actually helping a company that, they are building a restaurant, and we're actually building the website to help follow the building of the restaurant,
Mm-hmm.
and getting them, people excited about it.
So who are your farthest away? That's terrible grammar. Who are your furthest away clients?
Well, Florida. Do we have anybody out in California? I have California clients for MACPA.
Right. But just from your
Yeah,
business.
From our business. I think Florida is the furthest.
That's great coming
Oh,
from
and
Shoemakersville.
two of them are because Kelly Fasara with Sound Expression Greetings and Photo Bake Shop. That's a really interesting one. And from her, she has these licensees. Then we have somebody in Missouri and another person in Florida, and she's gonna hopefully branch out. So eventually we'll have people in California.
Great.
Yeah.
Some of your proudest moments in Interlace,
wow.
not in your whole life.
Oh, wow. I think when I was a member of the year for Northeast Berks Chamber was a proud moment. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Anything else as far as accomplishments, proud accomplishments with Interlace?
Oh, my. Every day is a proud accomplishment.
That's great.
When we're working on a website and we go live with it, it's like, yeah, yeah.
That would be the same way.
Yeah.
Okay, besides 2009, have there been any tough times?
No, I think that was the toughest when I had to lay off Casey. Those kinds of things. Yeah. And
Can't get much tougher.
not knowing and, yeah. And it's kind of like it leaves marks. Like I'm real careful now, and I've had really fortunate opportunities like Annie. Annie's an intern that is continuing.
What's Annie's last name?
Pregnant.
Did you went to Hamburg?
Yep.
And I was a substitute teacher there, and you look really familiar. Yeah, but it was probably 10 years ago. Oh. That's why, because she used to bring you in. I was in long-term for the Spanish teacher, and I remember her bringing you into school. I absolutely do. Okay.
Isn't that something?
That is. I knew
Yeah.
you looked familiar, and I couldn't. They changed a
Annie
little bit.
Came to, it was like we had an intern from Penn State, and it was not a good experience. So we were at a point where it was like, we're having some more growing pains, I'm like, we need to do something. And I said to Casey, let's get an intern from high school.
Because
And
look
she
what you
goes,
did. Yeah.
Yeah, think about it. And she goes, So I said, I'm going to handle it totally different. I'm going to test them before they come here. And, she's been here ever since. She's now going to college and,
Wow.
she's you're going into your next second year. Oh my God.
So you're doing this and going and taking classes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Is this the kind of thing you want to do forever?
And,
Nice.
and what's really cool is she didn't know it until she started working here.
That's, 'cause how do you
all
know?
It's all those really cool things.
How do you know
And,
until-
and Kristen, the website designer, she's the best thing I got in Walmart. Is what I always say.
Oh no.
Yeah, I know her from this big, okay? And the ironic thing is, whenever I'd have just a small amount of groceries or whatever, I'd always find her line because I'd always want to catch up on her family. Just so happened to be there getting a haircut, mentioned that I was looking for a website developer, to the hairdresser. Oh yeah, wrote down her boyfriend's name. She said, oh, my boyfriend does that kind of thing. So I took that with me. Went, did some shopping, got in the line, got in Kristen's line. I said, how are you doing? And she said, I'm ready to graduate from Kristen. I said, what are you doing? And she said, oh, I'm going to build websites. And I said, here's my card.
No.
Call me. She didn't call me. So I got onto Facebook Messenger and I messaged her mother and said,
Hello.
"Did your daughter return calls?
Oh, no.
I have a job for her."
Wow.
And I've got to tell you,
What are the odds?
well, I've got to tell you, she was like maybe the second person in the whole time of my business that I had an interview, and I had no clue how to interview a person.
You just had a
So
nice
she went
talk.
over, yeah. So she went over, and I said, "I'm having this problem." She fixed it right away. You're hired.
Oh my gosh. What are the
low battery. Okay, hang on a minute. Oh, so you're just gonna get so much. I knew it was at 32, but
and then you're gonna
yeah, then it'll die. But that's all right.
we're almost done.
Okay.
I hope. How does social media fit into traditional advertising and marketing?
It is another means for marketing that is a need now, rather than should a company have a choice? They no longer have a choice. They've got to pick. Now, they can fine tune it in the sense of, like, I'm working with a roofer right now. Well, I want him to be on Houzz, and I want him to be on Pinterest, and I want him to be on Home Advisor, and I want him to be, Facebook is okay, but it's a lot of fluff. It's not going to get him jobs. Those other ones are going to get him work, are going to get him jobs. So,
So social media is
it's definitely
a piece.
a piece, yes, a piece of what people need to include for marketing.
Let's get into SCORE quickly before that dies.
No, okay, okay.
Can you talk about your involvement with SCORE?
Okay,
Can you talk about your involvement with SCORE?
okay. How I got involved with SCORE in 2009 is I was approached by the Secretary Treasurer at the time, who just briefly met me at one of the it was the economic forecast, found out what I did and said, I'd like you to join SCORE. And because I would have kids come to me and want to do SWOT, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats, and they do these with me, we'd have these kind of, okay, should your business go forward, you know. I then would send them to SCORE, so I knew what SCORE was. So my involvement with SCORE becomes more so as a subject matter expert. I do more training than I do actual mentoring. And the reason for it is that if you were to meet with me and we were to have mentoring, I get excited about what I do. And, you know, I have a code of ethics that I have to respect. That is through SCORE. So when I'm a subject matter expert and when I'm doing trainings, there's a distance between the trainee and the trainer, and I don't find myself having to compromise my code of ethics with SCORE. And, you know, so I don't do a lot of mentoring, only because of that. Because a lot of times I have to say no, and I hate it.
So what do you find most fulfilling about SCORE?
From a general standpoint, I love seeing when somebody leaves, you know, if I'm sitting in on a mentoring, leaves with knowledge of, or a direction for their business because of the mentees, the mentors, you know, and how I love seeing businesses. We do podcasts, and I love listening to their stories about how they came in there, had no clue, found a direction, were able to take their business either to the next step or get started or not do a business at all. You know, because we've had some people, like we do a How to Start Your Own Business 8-week course at Lineary Community College. And
Through SCORE.
Through SCORE. And the 8th week, we do like a graduation and the first time I was there, I'm congratulating everybody. And I said, so what kind of business are you going to start? She said, I came to this class to find out I don't want to start a business. I want to stay where I'm at, and eventually,
Save
Yeah.
such headaches for
Yeah,
people.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
amazing.
yeah. So, yeah.
So is that your,
Mhm.
do you have a favorite success story through SCORE? Or just
Mm.
all of,
All of it. Yeah, yeah. Just it's a good it's a benefit that businesses have that they need to take advantage of, because
so that's intended just for really small entrepreneurial, medium size.
No. We have
large?
one of our businesses just received from Ben Franklin Institute $85,000.
It's not a small business.
That's not a small business. We work with everything. We work with businesses that are metal fabrication, huge businesses.
So it's,
Yeah,
it's subject experts for
Right.
whatever they
right.
need.
Yeah. And the nice thing is, with SCORE, we have our nucleus, but the cool thing is, if we have somebody come in that say they want to do international trade, and we have somebody in our group that does international trade. If we didn't, we have this whole resource called SCORE National
Mm-hmm.
that we can,
And that's what
yeah.
you do.
yeah,
You direct people.
yeah. Mhm.
Okay, one last big question. What is special about Interlace Communications as compared to maybe similar companies?
I think it's that when we're working with a company, I ask them what's their goal. I'm not just interested in building a website or placing an ad or anything of that nature. I want to know that it was successful. So for us, it's like when we work with somebody, when Casey works on social media with a new client, we meet with them, and like she becomes them, and it's like she said, when she's working, we do a lot with accountants. She knows more about accounting than she really wants to. And lawyers, and it's, I think for us, it's that we just work with and we partner. Like, one of the things is, I say, I'm not here to do your social media, I'm here to partner with you. Like,
Because their voice has to
Yes.
be in it.
yeah. And the thing too is, I always say, we're your constant. Like, if you're out doing your job, you don't want to have to come home at night and worry about, oh, I got to put something on social media. So we become that constant for them, that top of mind, keeping them top of mind. And then when they have, like, we have a company that just came to us that it's Horvath chimney cleaning. Well, they do stucco work too, but you didn't know it. So I told them, change your name. First of all, they're not corporate, they're not LLC, they're not stuck on a name. I said, change your name to have chimney and masonry service. I said, because if you want to fill the 6 months when you're not cleaning chimneys with masonry work, I need to know it.
Right.
So they changed their name. I said, you need to get a home advisor, you need to do this, you need to do that. They're doing all of that. She said, we're really busy. I said, thank you. That's why we're here. Let's, we fill that space for them. Yeah.
And you're able to think out of the box because you're objective.
Yeah.
And they think
And-
this is the name of my company and this is how it is, and
Right.
but yeah.
Right. Yeah.
They need
Yeah.
someone to think outside the
Yeah.
box.
Yeah.
So
And it was like, they had this little chimney sweep with, take him away.
not with a trowel and a chimney. You need a trowel too.
Yeah. Yeah, so,
Nice.
you know, that's who we are. We're just, marketing is, you know, when I look at a billboard, I totally look at it different than anybody else. You know, just, or if I'm seeing the little yard signs, those little yard signs doing, you know who started that? I started in little old Charlesville. I wasn't seeing any of these. I'm thinking, you know what? I can take those political signs and turn it into the Peach Festival sign. So all of a sudden, I'm doing that, and then I'm seeing other ones crop up, and I'm going, yeah,
If only you could have. If only you could
Yeah.
have gotten a
yes, yes. Yeah.
claim to that and
I,
made
yeah,
commission.
yeah. That was a long time ago.
Is there anything else you think is important to share?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Is there anything else, Casey, you can think of? Is there anything else? You've been. Oh.
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
What?
Is there anything you think is really important to share? Of course, you weren't listening, so you don't know what we covered. So then I guess
Well,
that.
from you know, like when you started working with me.
I'm not sure. I haven't been. I apologize. I haven't been listening to video because I've been working on Dave's videos. So my
Oh.
earphones have been in
Okay.
listening to
Go
him
back to
talk.
work. Go back to work.
So I haven't been
But
listening.
thank you anyway.
Sorry.
That's fine. All right. Well, I guess
Yeah.
you can. It didn't run
Yeah.
out of juice. That's
No,
awesome.
it didn't. No, it didn't.